Hello, everybody. I think that I should start with story time. And my road to want to do YouTube, excuse me, that code and stuff is almost done. So it first started with, like I said, the conscious community. I used to watch a lot of they used to debate each other about Kemet and Christianity, and they had a lot of teachings on how about ancient Egypt and Kemet and black people. So I was interested in that, and I was watching them. And so it was Sonetta TV, and then from him, I got then when it started to be regular, they started acting a fool. I got hold to some more people and I watched some more people, and there was some black Hebrews and a lot of stuff like that. Zion Lex and Captain Karazak or whatever his name is. But anyway, so I just watched him, when I was when I wasn't doing nothing. Then I came across it was something about the Clark sisters, and that brought me to Larry Reed Live. And then I started watching him, and he broke stories about the church, wrong, pastors and their babies that they had outside of their marriage. And this one particular story, he got sued, okay, in Phaedra Parks from Atlanta, so this all coming out of Atlanta. Phaedra was acting like he was Larry Reed's lawyer, but she also was a lawyer to E. Dewey Smith, so they concocted this plan, and they gave him $10,000, and he said that he signed it for to be a consultant, but it said he cannot speak about them and that baby that E. Dewey Smith in a big church down. He used to call him the House of Horrors or something like that, the House of Horrors or something like that. Couldn't do because he was messing with this woman that had a baby, and Larry Reed found out about it. And Larry Reed broke a lot of these kind of stories. But what got me was he couldn't speak about it, and wasn't watching Larry Reed when he started that. So so he couldn't talk about it at that time. So he had so it had got so much, he said somebody told him something, and he sent me, well, not just me, and I supported him, and I was a part of his Patreon and all of that. So he sent me and all of us over to a person. Now this person, and this I don't have nothing against nobody else. I don't have no problems with LGBTQYT, whatever it is. I don't have no problem with them. But he sent us over there and to hear about. So he sent all the information to this thing, Conscious TV, which happened to be a homosexual witch. So I was like, what is Larry Reed? He said he's a bishop, apostolic, and he's anointed and a prophet. Why is he fooling up with this witch? Not even homosexual, but the witch part. What got me? So I kind of stopped listening to that. So listen to Conscious TV. I got a note to another pastor, Pastor James J. Wilson. And I don't like them coming in the name of Jesus with mess. I don't like, everybody, whatever your job is and what you do in the entertainment, that's all right. But don't say you come in the name of the Lord and you doing this mess. So I never did but with him, he was funny. And I listened to him because he's funny. He's really a funny man. But I don't, he can be something else. If you're going to look up these people, you'll see what I mean. So him brought me to the beefing sector. So we're going to talk about the beefing sector, the black sector, the conscious sector. I don't want to be in none of this sector because it is demonic to me. And anybody have been around me knows that I want to call Congress and get this why is YouTube letting this go on? Because, why is YouTube letting it go on? Why are the court? Because some of these people live in different states and they kind of police on one another. And it's just a whole mess. So, but I've been watching them, and only people that I have supported monetarily has been Timothy Blaine. He's an elderly gay man out of San Francisco, And he's not vicious. He's not. I mean, he roasts and gags, and they beef with each other, you know. But he is a nice person, and you can tell he loved the Lord, and he has a good testimony. He has written many books. If y'all want to go get one, Math Monster, that's a good book written by him. But he has a lot of books. Look him up, Timothy Blaine. So that's that. So then I go and so with him, and then you hear everything. I got this Tracy and Pastor with Jay Wilson. They live in San Antonio, Texas, and they they beef back and forth. But the beef sector, it's one thing about them. They call police and stuff on you, and FBI. They'll show up at your churches. It's a whole lot of stuff that they do. But then at the end, I have seen when one of them, even though they beef with each other and have called each other everything but the child of God, done went to call people mothers, call jobs, and actually got people fight. Well, I know for Jay Wilson, they have got him fired off for 2 jobs that I know of. And other than that, they have once straight. I have seen in the beef sector, I have seen one person go to jail twice online, and then one, Tracy in San Antonio, she called the police to report this white man in New Mexico named Jason. Now we don't want to fool up with him because he is him, and he say racist things, but all of them done had some dealings with this Jason person when they want to dox each other or whatever. He's helped them. So, but he's a racist. We all agree he's a racist or whatever. So, Rob Rack is one that y'all need to, if y'all want to see, that's why I don't watch reality TV, because I watch it on YouTube. Rob Rack, I knew him from the conscious community. He used to debate. He used to be on Sarnetta. Then he went to what they called a black sector. And in the black sector, I've known they don't call the police on each other, but they come to your house. They'll come to your house and knock on your door and all that. That's what they do over there. They really will pull up. But I have never seen them. I have never seen them call the police like the beef sector. But they intertwine because the black sector, and I guess some like people, they intertwine with each other, I think through Tracy. And it's a different type of ugliness. But I really don't watch the black sector because I know it's one. His name is Uncle Suge. And then he's vicious too. But he good with cutting up stuff. And he come from the black sector, but he goes in the beef sector. It's just sometimes they cross each other. And so I wanted to know, why YouTube letting this go on, and why is law enforcement letting this go on? And I'm going to tell this video is because the Rob Rack, Tracy from the beef sector hooked up with Rob Rack from the black sector. And he's a horrible person. He spoke to her horribly. He was horrible. But anyway, she goes to Sacramento. He is acting a plum fool, mistreating her, calling her everything, but Tracy talking up under her clothes and all this on live. And Tracy just, because she got their voice, and she was doing all that. So, in the meantime, the people in the beef sector, they notorious of calling the police. Black sector don't call the police, but the beef sector do, and he found that out. They found out where he was telling his location. They found out where they was. First, they tried to get him kicked out the Airbnb. They got him kicked out the Airbnb because he was some of the words. So they called the Airbnb, got him kicked out the Airbnb. She then goes to a Red Roof Inn. He's telling us, so then they send the police. He's got a gun. He's a felon with a gun. So they arrest him. That day. I think he may have stayed in jail for maybe 5 to 7 days. They released him. Do you know he got his ass on, got drunk again? He's just a drunk. He got drunk again on live, threatened the police and all that stuff. The Jaguar was doing, well, now Jaguar didn't threaten their life or nothing to me. What he gonna do? Threatening the police and got locked up the same. He went out of jail 24 hours and he got locked up the same day, no bail. No bail. And see, but even it's a lady that used to be married to Allen Iverson. Y'all know I love me some Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson's uncle. She went to a IHOP where one of her ops, I guess. Now these women is well in their 50s, 40s and 50s, these folks. They went there and so when she got up, she went out there, she said whatever she needed to say, I don't know. But she got up and walked outside to IHOP in VS. She went behind her, beat her up, and she got put in jail. But that was before my time. They would always talk about BS and stuff when I would listen to them. But now BS is off probation and back on YouTube. And she run them up. She's running them up. She's telling secrets. She's breaking up friendships. She's running them up there. And this is where it comes interesting. Child, you got some stuff coming up out of Dallas. Then they went to messing around with the Mo 3 sector. Now, I'm saying their name in the video, but I'm not going to tag. I'm going to add the beef sector, the black sector. But I ain't messing with Mo 3 because honey, they too close for comfort for me. So some of them live. They're from Texas. It's one named Sco. Now I knew Sco. I watched some videos because he doesn't do. It wasn't no beefing. I know he had gave Hassan Campbell, told me to give him $50,000 if he was gonna come. Supposed to be slapping Jay Prince. Then he did about 3 rappers found dead in Detroit. So I watched just 2 of his videos. So that's how I know of him. But apparently he's supposed to be a pimp up of him. I don't have any information that this is true. This is just what they saying in the beefing sector. Cause I can't watch the Mo 3 sector. It's too much. They get dark talking about dead babies, you know, all that kind of stuff. I can't do that. So I don't watch them, and I probably won't. But if somebody say it, but since they intertwine with the beef sector now, and I do watch the people in the beef sector, I probably will hear some stories, what's going on, because that's how I hear stories. And BS, I have no, let me tell you, she don't like her mama or her daddy. And she done told her family that she don't care nothing about them. They mama, somebody mama was sick. She said she F they mama. So I don't deal with no kind of, that's a dark force that's in her head. And she calls everybody pedophiles and stuff. And she, you know, it's just some stuff you just don't need to mess around with. But she has gotten, after she took her a month, and they have these memberships. And she's gotten her like 600 memberships because she has old footage of stuff people want to see. So that she'll play a little bit of it, and then $2.99 you gotta listen to. I'm members only. I don't have to do. I'm not that. I don't need to know all that devil stuff. But my first thing was I need to see why is YouTube allowing this kind of stuff to go on? And really, they don't, like, some of them been kicked off of YouTube and they just reinvent themselves and make another channel or whatever. But YouTube, somebody, and everybody feel it in the beef sector now, somebody gonna get seriously hurt. People already done got put in jail. And it's a whole host of characters over in that beefing sector. But the beef sector really contains homosexuals, mostly homosexuals, and women. So straight men, it's some few straight men that say they're straight, they be over there. I mean, well, I guess Ken would be the only one and Mr. Corrupts. It's a few of them that's straight men that be over there, but most of them are homosexual guys and homosexual women, and then straight women. And you know, once it get to it, they go, when Michelle say, when they go low, you go high. They don't, they motto, when they go low, I'ma go lower. And it is a bunch of stuff. So that's my thing when I wanted to really say, why are y'all doing this to each other? Why are y'all it's one I mean, because it's so much good they could probably do, because I've seen them rally around stuff and really make something happen. When that man lost his job, he got $3,000 that night. And then when Tracy went to jail and got out, they had money coming. They always got money coming. So they can get together and do good. But they not. They using it for evil. And you got these subset, then you have the ones that have a sad story and be begging and stuff. And Pastor Jay Wilson is one of them. He say he don't beg, but and I don't like that they mess with his job or anything, but you can't be no and he was at a hospital talking about he was a chaplain at the hospital, but on YouTube running them up, acting a fool. So of course you can't be doing that. You don't want nobody what kind of prayer, that prayer ain't gonna get above his head because he not living nothing. And he seems to think that you came to YouTube in the name of I'm a pastor, I'm a bishop. The same with Larry Reed. And when they act a fool and people look at them sideways, they be like, I'm not your pastor. And they be flip about it. But that's why a lot of people, I don't have any dislike, but I do with Jay Wilson. His arch enemy is Timothy Blaine, and I love Timothy Blaine. So that's the problem, so me and Jay. And the other ones, take it or leave it. So that is some of the, that's telling you, diving into some of the things that I wanted to get a YouTube channel, because I don't think that even if they do something to me, I'm not gonna turn around and do it to them. And I want to show some of this stuff is just too much. But it's crazy people that has to start working and get on YouTube, and they got to run their numbers up and all that. They're not making a lot of money. And they're not a lot of money. Because YouTube don't pay them, and then it's getting, the cut is, the way they say, is 45% now. It used to be 30, now it's 45%. So YouTube is taking a lot of their money. And so some of them are not even monetized and make a lot of money because people cash out them and for their support and for their channel. And then you have memberships and stuff, and they have it's a lot of good that they could do. But every time we get into something, it seems like we turn it to shit. And it looked like they all got along. They would take trips with one another. They even they have a good, and I've seen clips of that pilot that they did for a reality show, and I would watch it, and I know it, I would watch it. And I know a lot of y'all will watch it because they are some funny people. And they have a lot of personality. But it's the stuff that they be doing, child. All this stuff. And see, and that's how I'm telling you, but it's all wrapped into one. The conscious community they really don't they get down and dirty with each other, but they don't really dabble over there with the beef sector. And the beef sector don't like the conscious community because they're staying on homosexuality. So they don't really deal with them. They know that they don't, if you come from that way, they really won't probably fool with you when you come from that way. In the black sector, most of them too, they don't believe in homosexuality in the beefing sector, but the beefing sector is more profitable than the rest of them, other than the big YouTubers and stuff. But as far as little mom and pop YouTubers, the regular YouTubers with it's someone with 30,000 subscribers that's been here a long time. Them though, they don't get 1,000,000 views and all that. Though the beef sector, in my opinion, generate the most money because it's older women who been set, and they have money that they can go to the people who they like, and they give them money, and what YouTube give them on top of that, so they make a pretty penny. And so to me, so now the ones who said they made that money and they saw that first check, they be like, oh, I can live off of this, because they quit work. Some of them don't even work, and they rely on YouTube. So it it gets dirty, downright dirty. And the ones that do, and then you have the ones, and I really think that they shouldn't compensate with anybody that don't show themselves, because a lot of them hide behind an avatar and they keep a mess behind an avatar. And I think the beef sector shouldn't deal with them if they don't want to show it, especially if they don't. Now, if there's somebody just there, not keeping up a ruckus, not starting no mess, let them stay, and they don't want to be doxxed or whatever and be behind it, let them stay. But the ones that keep up mess, y'all need to make them show themselves, but y'all shouldn't deal with them, because the people who show themselves that's aligned with them get the brunt of the doxing and all that. And it's one, she's a big girl, and I like her, Brianna. I like her. A lot of people hate her. She done a lot of stuff, and she was with that VS person, but I like her. And Brianna, her channel is Pettyville. And then Kwani. I like Kwani. She talks, she can be rough, funny. She'll tell you and who you'll be some nigga bitches and all that. But I like Kwani. It seems like she got a good heart and she mean well, but kind of like a controlling. See, if they don't do like she want them, it's like she could be a little bit controlling. Like she wants you to hop to, like she look at something one way and she think you doing something and you might get cussed out. So, and then she'll love you the next day. Then you have the big people over there, and the big is James Caldwell. Now, he's in some controversy. But to say everything, let me tell you, this is the story that I want y'all to know. I gave you a little background because you wouldn't understand what I'm saying when I say that these people are demonic. Because now, it's one called Bennett. What her name, behind the scenes Bennett. They call her Skillet, and she been have other names. Well, she had cancer. She beat cancer. And she filed a harassment suit against James Caldwell, who, this girl, this is, you would think it's scripted. So she files papers against James Caldwell for harassment. Now, James has a brother named Jermaine who spent over 20 years in prison for murder. Well, honey, just the other day, they accusing him allegedly that he shot a man in the chest and on the run. And these people coming out of Pittsburgh. They live in the same town. So, now, this is what reason why I bring up Skillet Rose Bennett. God has healed her. She said God healed her of cancer. She has cancer. And if you see the picture of her before she got cancer and after, now, James said that she was a dope being, but she was really a cancer. And so I guess that's why the suit came. But this BS woman who been to prison, who say F your mama and F her mama and her daddy and F yours, because she don't care nothing about hers. She sure don't care nothing about yours. And she's the one who came back after beating up Allen Iverson's uncle's ex-wife, Shireen, after beating her up. Now, she gets on probation, she's out. So now, she goes and say that she had this big surprise or whatever, and she gets this lesbian psychic up on her channel to read people. Now, you could tell it was Miss Cleo. Well, she didn't have nothing on Miss Cleo because she didn't ask me the question. But Rose, but let me tell you the demonic thing about it. The woman who God has cured cancer, she said out of her mouth, denounce Jesus. That lesbian psychic made her denounce Jesus, and she did it. And I was like, I didn't watch that when I don't watch BS. I watch clip, like, people put clips together where you could think them lives be hours and hours long. I don't watch none because you can see like demonic spirits on her. But this woman, who the good Lord done it, This woman got her to denounce Jesus. And I said, if this world ain't coming to an end, and that's why I gave y'all the backstory of these people to know. That's why I need y'all to get my likes and stuff up. Because I can get to 1,000. I can contact one of them and they will get me to 1,000. But do y'all want me fooling up with these people? Do you? Cause I don't want nothing to do with the demons and devils and all that. I want to be a positive, fun place to come and hang out and do. And I don't want to be, cause it's like meet and greet you and network. Cause my strength and with people, they have a lot of good things that they can do. You can network, and some of them really do network and do things like that, but that don't get the numbers. It's the demonic stuff to get the numbers. And I don't want to be in any of that. Now they done pulled this Mo3 sector. Sure. I don't want nothing to do with that. So y'all need to get my numbers up. Y'all need to, because I can go fool around with them now. And they'll be calling y'all on the phone. They be doxing y'all and calling y'all and showing up at church houses. That's what they do. That's what they do. Once they don't leave it on YouTube, they call themselves the beefing sector, so they beef. So you know that's what it is. They beef with each other. And I think it started with the T.S. Madison and Kaya stuff. I did a history. I mean, one of them did a history of it, and I watched that. But they are very entertaining people. But they end up in the court system. I don't got time for that. Even with revenge porn, them was a lesbian woman. She just got in trouble for posting women pictures that she no longer with on YouTube. So it's a lot. And if y'all would like to hear more, like and share my video. And in the comment section, let me know and we can have part 2. I don't want to make the videos too long, but I really hope y'all see that y'all need to get my subscriptions up, because y'all don't want me fooling around with them folk. Because I'm not built for it. I don't have time, especially when that woman will sit up there and denounce Judas. She needs to change her name to Judas. Behind the scenes, Benny needs to be Judas. And she needs to repent. And oh, Lord, to a doggone lesbian psychic. I don't know what about. And I cannot imagine these people is like this in real life. But if they are, oh, Lord, I'm glad that. But that Mo3 section, that's coming out of Dallas. Y'all know that's coming out of Dallas, so we ain't finna fool with them. So, get my likes up. Get my subs up. And I'll talk to y'all later with another story time. Good night.